So I just imagine off screen, off panel, Bach is like some crazy interior decorator just going like, hey, that needs to be over there. Like, honestly, very simple chapter of Bleach. Not much really to say. It was a lot of, honestly, it felt like recapping, like kind of the characters saying things that we already know, but like them finding out for the first time. But it's like, we kind of already knew most of these things. We understood the Soul King has been dead. He's been defeated. We understood that the Soul Palace has been reinvented. Last chapter it was kind of like, oh shit, you know, Bach completely transformed everything. A lot of the things in this chapter was like, oh, we already know, but the characters were understanding and, you know, finding this out for the first time. So really a lot of kind of, I would say, fluff in this chapter. The few things that we did get that was, you know, somewhat progressive in a sense was, I think, Yoruichi's brother showing up. That was kind of like mostly comedy based. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, he showed up, okay, so we have, you know, a little bit of progression on very small things, and it was just kind of like, yeah, this is funny, but, you know, can we get to the juice of things? Can we get to the meat of it all? So that was one of the things that really happened in the chapter. I guess the only other thing was like Bach saying the palace is now New World or Wild World, whatever the hell it's called. I couldn't really, you know, I can't pronounce that name. But aside from that, honestly, very simple chapter and not much happened. I mean, I guess it was just showcasing as well that the situation is dire, but yeah, it just really felt like a kind of fillerish chapter, just kind of like, let's throw this in there, let's have a bunch of people talking about things we already know, and we can move forward, because aside from that, it just really felt nothing happened, and I don't want to keep repeating that. So yeah, this chapter of Bleach, I want to say slightly less than average, because average at the very least we would have had something big, but all we really got was the name of the new Soul Palace. Yoruichi's brother showed up, and they're talking a little bit more about, okay, how we have to go kick this dude's ass, and we gotta change everything. But aside from that, it was just very simple, honestly. I give this chapter right now off the bat, I'll tell you, a 4 to a 5. It was just really not much going on, and unfortunately that's been the case for Bleach for a few weeks, and that's what I think Kubo does when he's planning his next move. Unfortunately, it's like, okay, I need to plan the bigger things and the big things that are about to happen, so let me just throw in this here and this there, and, you know, eventually we'll get back to the big stuff and the things that everybody's gonna go crazy. But in the meantime, we kind of have to suffer with chapters like this where it just feels like, plot, stop sitting here, start moving over here, if you get what I'm saying. So yeah, 4 to a 5 for this one, maybe 4.5, honestly. Wasn't necessarily like a bad chapter, but it was exposition based, and it was exposition that we already are well aware of. So yeah, very simple. Let me know what you guys thought of this chapter though. How did you feel about Bach's interior decorating designs? I mean, if nothing else, at the very least, the palace design looked pretty cool. Kubo did a pretty good job on that, and seeing that Bach is ready, which means that hopefully soon, within the next few chapters, we can start the final bout with everybody, and things can get, you know, moving, and Aizen can get out of that fucking chair god that he's in right now. Man, what do you think about just everything that happened in the chapter with Yoruichi's brother showing up? Do you think that the comedy was a little bit too much? Honestly, I felt like if you're gonna do a chapter where not much is gonna happen, at the very least make me laugh. So again, to give it credit, small credit, yeah, at least it gave us some comedy in the meantime, but we really need to move things along. Like, let's stop standing still. And just your overall thoughts of this one. Again, very quick to talk about this week. Not much happened, but that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. Greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, that'd be amazing. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. Yo, Bach be like, hey, you better move that right there, and that wall better change right there. Like, oh my god.